Welcome to the Sushi Forum, week 106. Each week we look at proposals that are on the Sushi Discourse Forum, on Snapshot, or have already passed the voting process. This is an open community call, so everyone is welcome to join us up on stage anytime. We also have the AMA Text Questions channel available for those who wish to engage via text. As always, joined by our super co-host, Zappicini. None of this is financial advice, so please do your own research. All right, I think before we get started here, just wanted to make a public announcement here for everyone. I'm going to be winding down my time at Sushi here. It's been a great, fantastic journey here over the past, a year and a half, almost 2 years of being heavily involved in the sushi community and super active up here and whatnot. Being here every week with the Sushi Forum and all of the things that have happened in the past and all the things that we've been involved with. But just getting to a point in life here where bandwidth is limited, it seems, these days, and more and more things are also with life and personal relationships and things. It's been a lot. So unfortunately, we'll be winding down here over throughout the rest of the year in order to just kind of free up some bandwidth here. But I do. I really like where sushi's at right now. I feel like it's in a fantastic place in order to move ahead. We've all been through a lot over the past year, I would say. It's been very heavy, if not a little bit more. Sushi is in the position now where it is poised to take off and get to where it needs to be. So I'm very pleased that, we've all stuck it through here to make it this far. There's been a lot of conversation and discussions and a lot of different things that have come at sushi. I just want to thank everyone here for remaining resilient throughout all of this. And now thankfully we've got Jared at the helm as well, trying to navigate the ship or, chef up the restaurant, or however we want to look at this. That plus, the team is shipping and building and lots of amazing things are coming out. Sushi 2.0 is nearly that whole roadmap is complete. And so I just wanted to give that public announcement here that, just from where I'm at. And of course I'll always love, the horse water. Jeez. Like I say, sushi is in a great place, and I feel like it's this is the time to for me to step away and just kind of unwind. I really didn't want to beforehand, because it was there was a lot of turmoil before, and I hope I was able to kind of help help sushi when it needed help. And now I feel like there's enough people that can keep sushi continuing to grow and flourish. And I don't know, as I've had a couple people mention to me, they're like, you never really leave sushi. So,
I'm not worried about it. I know you'll be here.
I'll be around.
Even if just in spirit, you're not going anywhere.
No, that's right. But anyway, it's been a journey, and love you all. Just wanted to let everybody know here publicly, and I'll put up a thing on the forum too. I'll put a post in general discussion just about kind of everything here and a little recap and stuff. But anyways, thank you everyone. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's continue to move on here. I think one of the first things we should touch on, as CB Recruitment has been, CoinBureau Recruitment has posted this here recently, but just like the discussion around the remuneration for, in in finding and sourcing Jared, and of course Jared being successful here to becoming the head chef. They had posted all this stuff, but kind of went at it a little bit retroactively. And I mean, let's there's been a lot of discussion around it. There's been kind of mixed feelings, mixed approaches on it. Obviously what they were first kind of what they were first proposing, obviously this is what is dramatically less. And I don't know, there's a poll that's currently up. So the first being like, basically after, you can read the proposal as well here. Maybe we can drop that in the AMA text question here, the latest one. Let's see if I can get that over here, but let's see if we can post that in the AMA text questions. But just like the latest on so basically, what they're putting forward, the official proposal, which will go to Snapshot for voting. So 50K USDC and 50K sushi tokens paid immediately after a DAO vote. So that would be one option. Or 50K USDC paid immediately after a DAO vote, and 50K sushi tokens at today's price after 1 year that has Jared, with Jared as head chef. And then the final one is 50K USDC paid immediately and 50K USDC paid after 1 year of Jared's residency here as head chef. So, personally, I really like the two models, the two last models. If Sushi decides to go this route, where it does have, Jared being in remaining in post, which I feel like Jared's been doing a great job here, and that'll likely be the outcome. But this way here, it actually aligns incentives with, both the DAO and Coinbase, or sorry, CoinBureau, recruitment. That way, this indicates that, like, yes, Jared has been a successful candidate and has been a successful head chef, and therefore it works out for everyone's behalf. I know Jared's been doing a ton of great work here internally and just kind of among the team, and working on a lot of as the kind of some of the alpha that he mentioned there with Tokenomics. I know that's been something he's been heads down on. That's kind of my feelings, I guess, so far on this. And I think that would be, especially if there's any hesitancy for the DAO to pay out, the excess or kind of like the sushi token portion of it. That way people are, the DAO would feel comfortable. I feel would, be more comfortable paying that out after seeing success. So that's kind of my take. I don't know, Zap or Jared, if you've got any further comments on that.
Yeah, I get where Nick and a lot of other people are coming from on the position that it might have been a little late in the process of the head chef election to have brought up that information. I think it did take like 2 or 3 weeks for that to like really come to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Jared was nominated. So I see that. I also see the value in CoinBureau as a company, and I wouldn't mind necessarily having the link up with them and getting their support. They got a lot of reach as far as like YouTube and Twitter goes and stuff like that. So I don't really sit on either end of the position on, like, I'm good either way on that personally.
Yeah. And like, I think, Jared, like earlier on there, had kind of mentioned, not, kind of foregoing the severance and all that sort of stuff as well, which does, did free up more capital for the DAO, which was like a beautiful gesture there as well. So it would kind of allow, some extra funds, or I shouldn't refer to it as extra funds, but allowing for that flexibility. And I think originally it was like more around, I can't remember if it was like 200 or 300K.
There's been the other person, but it was pretty significant.
It was hefty. It was hefty. That one, was felt not as easy to digest. However, now with at 50K and like I say, a year after, and I would like to see it paid out at, paid out, in sushi tokens as well. Now as like, as the, treasury, will have sushi in it. That way it's not, chop or not cutting into, cutting in. Well, I guess I don't know, maybe USDC is the way to go as well. I don't know. That's up to the DAO, I suppose, at this point. But either way, I don't think this is a bad move. And perhaps having, like you say, having CoinBureau in our corner, like as sushi does scale and grow. And I know obviously right now it's, there's a lot of bear market vibes, but sushi is positioned to be to continue to be a leader, and will be around as far as I'm concerned. Will be here and be a leader. So times are going to improve, especially in the whole crypto ecosystem. We're all here, we all believe it. I mean, this has been better part of a decade for me, so it's not going anywhere. So when things pick back up, I think this could be, also beneficial to have that extra relationship where they are in our corner to try and, whether it's bringing out, maybe helping find, recruitment, finding better talent, if that's something that they're, going to potentially actively help with, or if it's, I don't know, maybe even extra, exposure and things like this, or I don't know. That's, obviously up to them and what we can do, or what, what sushi would be able to do with, with that relationship. But, happy to hear from anybody else on thoughts around this.
Yeah, go ahead there and form and give your 2 cents if you like.
Yeah, and I don't know, Jared, if you've got any further color, even if you just want to type it or pop up. I know you've been you've kind of talked about it a bunch, but happy to hear any further kind of final thoughts here, as this is looking to kind of come to fruition here.
Yeah, hey Tangle. You can hear me all right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I've spoken about this topic pretty, at length, and I've shared most of my thoughts about it. I mean, I think the timing initially didn't line up super well for CoinBureau, mainly just because it was kind of like a novel concept, and they wanted to prepare the the proposal in a way that took the DAO governance into effect. It's definitely, at least in my opinion, not something that they did maliciously. It's just like poor timing lineup, and it is a standard executive / headhunter fee across the industry. It's typically 25 to 30%. That's why if you ever go to find a job and you do anything, you send your resume out, right, to like one of these placements, they're pretty aggressive. I get probably half a dozen to a dozen emails per day from headhunters to my sushi email address saying, check this person out, and attached as a contract for terms if we're interested in hiring them. And that's just, it's big business, right? And there's like a lot of businesses, like business models that exist that are like that, where people don't have a lot of exposure to it, right? They don't know how the model works. So like when the fees kind of become public, it's a shock, and people are like, there can be like outrage about it, but it's like, that's how it's been going. And that's, it's been like that for decades, and how that business operates. It's just, I think people can be shocked at seeing how much talent actually, in this instance, like executive talent, is actually worth. It takes a lot to have experience in a certain industry and to be worth something, right, that commands a certain salary. And so like those people are that experience is profitable to multiple people. And in this instance, headhunters are one of those people in the process that profit off that. And it just is what it is. So I think what they put forth is really quite interesting. And I've told them that the DAO, and they knew that kind of coming into it. So interested to see what everyone kind of, how the debate goes on, and then, getting it to a vote and seeing what happens there. Because I think what Sushi has done is kind of we've set a precedent for sure, right? Like if you want to work with DAOs, and if we want to make this kind of a model that other DAOs adopt, or if we just in general want to push DAO governance and DAO executive management, hiring and management and stuff like that forward, these things are important. It's going to be kind of messy like this when you're working out the first examples of them. And I think this is the first, definitely at scale, I think, right? I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a first.
Yeah, I think so, especially when it comes to like the nature and position of your role within a DAO. I don't know, nothing that I know of. Most projects are always, either still have had the people that have been involved right from the beginning, or or I don't know, have just like kind of figured it out internally or whatever within the DAO. But something like this I think is kind of novel.
Yeah, and I think it's really, I think CBR has gone the length of figuring out what that looks like, at least for them, and maybe they're setting a standard, or at least contributing to the process of more headhunters or talent firms, or I don't know what the exact term is that they want to use, but talent acquisition firm, whatever, right? I think they've set a good example of some things that could be done, that can be done well, right? Like the amount of effort they put into it, the clarity, the kind of the transparency of the offer, and trying to work with DAOs to make something happen, but also learning from kind of the issues that like Nick and a couple other people have brought up, which like I totally support. And I think it's good to have that dialogue so that we can learn how to make the process better.
Yeah. I don't know. So with as far as the process, I guess moving forward, what's kind of I don't know. Do you have any further insight there? Obviously, they've got it up on the forum, and I'm sure they would love to see that go to Snapshot to get like a full community sentiment on it. But and obviously we've debated this or chatted about this numerous times. But I don't know, any further color on that?
I think people should just go to the forum, make your voice heard. The whole, this is a good kind of example of increasing, DAO governance, participation. Like we want people to participate, right? And you need to make your voice heard. And there's a lot of, it's 1-to-1 token, weighted voting. So like my vote doesn't count. And like, while that argument is like valid in a way, it's important not to focus on you should focus on helping the conversation go in the most beneficial way for the DAO and the rest of the community. And one voice can be the loudest, right? And that can influence the outcome of larger holders. right? And so participation is maybe, in my opinion, maybe more valuable. It's at least as valuable as large token holdings or holders that are going to directly participate in the vote, because you get if you're a loud voice and you have a valid point, people are going to support that in most instances. And so like participation is as important as like the bag that you hold that you're going to use to vote with, right? So go over to the forum and get loud, get rowdy, and make your voice heard. And do it respectfully. I think you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. So, or bees, more bees
Yes.
than flies. I don't know.
Maybe all of the above. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe both, right? So like, go make your voice heard for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, please head over to the forum, everyone. And let's see where this can all go. Cool. And kind of the next thing we can bring up, as we had this emergency proposal from Abracadabra, and Jared, as we do have you up here still.
Time. I have to bounce.
All right.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, just as that kind of came to light here recently, just how there was some potential issues with a couple of the pools here with the Ren CRV and the YV CVX Ren CRV, and then the YVR or YV CVR ST ETH pools. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of acronyms in there for everyone, but. Basically just with some issues there on those cauldrons from Abracadabra. But yeah, at the end, Sushi, I guess is the best way to put it, came to the rescue and managed to save Abracadabra. It seemed like they were in a bad position, and I think this, if nothing else, could be looked at as a really great public good.
Yeah, I mean, they had two cauldrons that were susceptible to some potential exploits, and they reached out to us. And, we had some discussions about the best way forward, how to make this holistic for both communities, and kind of move the collateral into a place that was safer. And we've done that. We actually, I made an announcement, a community announcement that we were going to do this with them in a certain way. We've actually modified it and made it better for them, where we're able to extract the collateral directly without any time wait, and get this back over to their multi-sig, and so that they can deploy it into their own held cauldron. So we kind of went above and beyond their request, and just we didn't feel that initially the technological solution would have allowed us to see some fees back to XSushi, but then after further review of the contracts and the cauldrons, we were just like, this is a better way to do this. Yeah, it's going to reduce the fees, but it'll completely remove all liability from the cauldrons like immediately. And so since this was more an issue of like user fund security and getting that collateral out of those susceptible cauldrons, Sarang and Matt and the rest of the Abra team worked together to put the strategies together to get that stuff over to them. So there is a time delay from that's a security issue on our side, but all of the contracts have been deployed, and they will have back all of that collateral to vote on their side of things with their DAO to make sure that the funds are secured in new cauldrons. Just making sure that they can get back control completely of those assets and secure them, and make the goal is always user fund security, right? So like, I think we've taken care of that and handled it in an appropriate time and manner.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. Yeah, glad that it was able to be, and happy to know that there was like a better way of going about it too, right? So that it was actually more, going above and beyond, as you've said. So well done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take like the credit. This is a lot of Sarang being able to just be a really great contract developer and working together with Abra's team to get this stuff done, in a way that, again, went above and beyond what the request was to get collateral as quickly as possible. And he's actually at ETH India right now. I would bring him up on the stage, let him talk about it. But he's running around advocating for sushi and at the India conference right now.
Yeah.
So
perfect. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it's awesome. And shout out to Sarang. And if you're, hopefully he's got some feedback from ETH India. And wonderful to hear that he's there and shouting the good word of sushi.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Thanks, Jared. I do see a hand up here. I think that one was up here earlier. Runo, have you got something for us? Runo Rissel? Hello, Runo. Runo, have you got something for us? All good. If not, we'll move you back to the audience. But
you got a few people asking about that tokenomic app alpha, Jared.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're talking about.
Don't you dare at everyone if you ain't got it back. You ain't gonna back it up.
Is that what that at everyone button does? My bad.
Yeah.
No, I see. My hope was that, and I'm guessing that this is I'm not guessing, I'm seeing right in the community chat here that it was a raid party from some news outlets. It's not really, we're not releasing any tokenomics details. It's more of like a high level, what the tokenomics purpose or goals, the whole revamp of the tokenomics. Its purpose. And it's no secret that, Sushi, if you go to the contracts and you look at the emissions schedule, right, we're getting towards the end of our emissions. We'll be at full distribution. And, we're DEX, with pools, with LPs, and like, how do you properly incentivize participation in this type of product? And protocol where you don't have readily available amount of emissions, right? So the goal has been, and I'm not sure if David is here. Let me look through the community. He is here. So maybe in a moment I can pull him up here if we want to talk about. I don't want to give too much away, so maybe I won't do that. We'll save that for when we planned to make it public and put a proposal, which is still 2 to 3 weeks away, which is in line with my tweet, which was put out a few days ago. But the goal is to bring the business model of the protocol in alignment with the tokenomics so that they're more holistic and that we can continue to promote the activities that we've done historically with the emission schedule in a way that doesn't dilute current holders, because no one wants to hold a bag that is having an infinite or an increased amount of emissions printed into existence and have to DCA all the way down, because it's a negative token experience, right? You don't actually provide any value to holders in those models. You're actually extracting value away from holders in all of those models. And typically it's the people with the most resources that are able to extract the most value, right? So like the goal of these tokenomics have been to realign Sushi's business model, which we have quite a lot of coming out through the end of the year to improve on that business model to become an even more innovative DEX stack. But the tokenomics have to align with that. And so that's what we focused on. And the model that we have built out David is focused the last, I don't even know what week it is now, 6-7 weeks on building out calculators to model out all of the variables of the mathematical formula for balancing our model, so that when we put the proposal up, and I've been writing the white paper, it's probably be an 8 to 10 page white paper on our new tokenomics. When we release that in the public proposal, you'll be able to read, but you'll also be able to proof and run your own models with those calculators to see how this model ebbs and flows with the market cycle that we're in, and how it properly, in our opinion, properly realigns stakeholders, whether they're LPs, token holders, right? Sushi bar stakers, etc. All of these stakeholders in the protocol are properly incentivized, right? So that's what we've been doing with the tokenomics. And then on the governance side of things, we'll be pushing the Magi proposal that CopyPass to put up about a month ago. I think there's been a sufficient amount of time to discuss that. And then through the end of the year, we'll have, more time, like to move that to Snapshot, because we've built out the economic side of this token model to align pretty holistically with the governance side of things that he put forth. So if you haven't read that part of the tokenomics proposal, you should go to the forum and read his proposal. And maybe we can link that in the AMA text questions.
I got you.
Oh, okay. You did. Great. Awesome. But yeah, I would say that there's a specific way forward that will make this happen. You can expect us to have spent quite a lot of time on the models to make sure that dilution isn't an issue. We want to stay within that 250 million tokens.
Convexity. Oh, no, can't. Sorry about that. We're going to now. Oh, that was not okay. Wow. Shrilling. Oof.
Wow.
Oof.
So, anyways.
Go on.
Yeah, no, anyways. So that's what we're focused on. And I think that's what I feel comfortable with releasing right now. I don't want to leak too much. Because I would like the proposal to have as much impact and create as much conversation and feedback when we release it to the public. But I will take, if people have some questions, I'm happy to. He's just really hyped. It's funny. So I will take some questions, I think, as it pertains to the information I've already released. What sort of modeling should we be preparing in advance? So the modeling that we've done is based on the calculators that we've built. They're algorithmically driven calculators where you can plug in different variables. Those variables are going to be clearly defined, and the purpose of them created or talked about in quite a lot of depth in the white paper that I'll release. But then also there'll be a legend where you'll be able to mess around with the variables and produce different outcomes. And the goal is for, big-brained people within the DAO and outside of the DAO to come in and try and break our model. And if they can, we'll take it from there. I don't think that they will be able to, because David and I have been working on this type of algorithm for about 5 years, and we already deployed a variation of it in another project with a ton of success, not at the scale of Sushi, but at considerable, at scale enough to prove the concept. And what we've repurposed in this model is to account for the scale that Sushi has. And so the calculators have been to prove that model at scale. And David is dropping some additional alpha there about what the variables in the the calculators actually take into account and how we're building those models out.
Cool. Yeah. So volume, token price, participation, distribution, incentive distribution, lots of stuff to adjust to show how it works in different market conditions.
Right. The goal is to have, well, that's going to take me down a path where maybe I speak too much.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, I think, yeah, no, what you've kind of outlined and showcased here today is probably enough. And now people just know that like, hey, this is, this is in the works. There's like some, serious, some serious thought going into this. So yeah, very, looking forward to hearing more about this and, seeing the final proposal and being able to like test it out here too, like you say, to see if there's ways to break the models.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll generate a good amount of discussion, and again, getting it out into the public, having people try and break the model is what gets us to the best version of it when we go to production, right? And we deploy it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to garnish a lot of eyeballs and a lot of discussion. And happy to see like other, when it comes to token stuff, people want to, it's obviously like going to put a big alarm on people. So they're going to be, oh, what's this all about? How's this going to work? Oh my God, and so they will dive into it and they will dive deeper. So that should be pretty cool.
All right, so we have someone with the hand up, Sarah XO. Sarah,
let's see.
Are you gonna make noises, or do you have a real question?
Yeah, let's. Do we do it? We're gonna
do it, but have the eject button ready.
Oh, real question. Nice. Thank you, Sarah. Awesome. Eject button ready. Eject ready.
Okay.
Awesome. Go ahead, Sarah.
So there's this question that I'm really interested in. Yeah. So I was wondering if you can enlighten me about it. Have you ever fingered a horse?
Oh, for 5-6. Jesus Christ.
Well, at least it was formed in a question form. We did say, do you have a question?
Ay. All right. We're given timeouts. We're now in timeout mode. Anyway, all right.
Must be it. Must be
the answer to that was no.
Yes, the answer has been unequivocal no across all versions of that question, and obviously a troll from when it was posted, and there were a few follow-up articles from like Blockworks and some other places that did actual due diligence on that whole claim and everything, and it was pretty well disproven at length. So anyone who's interested in that, feel free to go read about it, I guess. But the answer is no. But thanks for bringing the question up and not quacking or, I guess, neighing or something.
Anyhow, all right. Well, stay tuned for further tokenomics proposal, all that sort of stuff here. Happy to hear. Happy to hear that things are in the works and on the way. So cool. One other final thing here to bring up today is the Blueberry proposal. That one's recently up on the forum. And this one is basically to deploy somewhere between 200K to 1 million of Treasury Sushi tokens to seed a Blueberry lending pool. I guess like my first, maybe we can post that into the AMA text questions if we can there for anybody that hasn't looked at this. But low risk yield by passively lending single-sided tokens. Lenders will earn yield in the form of more sushi and additional BLB tokens. I guess like my first thought here is like, why wouldn't we use that in, use it within Cashi or kind of do things internally, or use it like not or like within the sushi ecosystem. I don't know. That's just kind of my first thought on it rather than that. Plus like taking on new contract risk, how these vaults work that they have and whatnot. The further out, we go and like move towards things, gets a little more taking on more risk. So, and I think, Blueberry being relatively new. And did I see that they were, I don't know how long these contracts have been have been live, but those are kind of my first couple of questions and concerns around it anyhow.
Well, that I can do some on-chain sleuthing.
Oh.
I'll return to you in a couple minutes.
All right. Django, have you got something for us?
I just had something for you, Tangle. I just want to say I appreciate all the contributions you've given to Sushi, and I'll miss having you around. Rather than type it, I never speak on here because I don't have, I guess, enough use towards Sushi to be talking. But I just simply want to say thanks for everything you've done, and hope to at least see you stick around, at least chatting back and forth every once in a while as you move on to other things.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Django. Thanks for coming up and saying that. I really do appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, I'll be around.
All right, thanks. I'll get off on here because I'm afraid I got stage fright. So,
hey,
thanks,
you
guys.
did great. Hey, thanks. Thank you for standing up against your stage fright. You did great. You sound good. Hey, I really appreciate that. I always love it when we have people that come up and don't either ask outrageous questions or make large squealing sounds. But no, so I really appreciate that, Django. Thank you.
We'll get you that car, dude. We'll get you it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So, yeah. Okay. So anyways, back to the Blueberry thing. With that's kind of my first take here anyways, with using it in Cache or something like that. But I don't see too much discussion on it here on the forum yet, but
it was really it looks fairly new. I don't even really see a documentation that gives me any addresses or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought it was like maybe relatively new, or they were about to deploy here. I'm trying to read through as we're going, but
there's the GitHub. There we go.
Nice.
And no public repositories.
All right. Okay. Well, that would need to be public, and of course, if there's any audits or anything either behind it, nothing there yet, or
no, I don't see anything.
Okay.
So I will just interject on that kind of topic of diversifying the treasury, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a large part of our discussion, like with engineering and more broadly across the rest of the team internally. It's something I think that has contributed to kind of the situation that we're in, as many other projects are in, is not having that suitable level of diversification in the treasury to account for market cycle extremes, right? And so the goal of the new tokenomics is to account for that in one portion of its design. And then on top of that, we've been dedicating our time to thinking about how to best diversify and generate income from our current assets and holdings. Well, like what kind of risk to reward makes sense. And so it is an area of like active discussion. And I know a lot of people want us to like deploy our holdings into their strategies or whatever. But I would say that it's something that we kind of want to tackle with the resources that we have. Like the talent and engineering resources we have internally and make those decisions, and then present them to the community that way. But and so like while we appreciate people obviously posting things on the forum and saying, hey, this, hey, that, it's like we have a really good idea of how we want to do it. And so I think unless someone posted a proposal that was like just mind blowing, we're kind of waiting till we get to that point. And I would say like end of the year is the target. So like 3 to 4 weeks from now. And we'll be able to kind of talk more about that publicly, because it all ties in again with the tokenomics, where we're headed, stuff like that.
Cool.
Hey, Hula here. Hey, yeah. Welcome up.
Thank you guys for letting me join. Yeah, this is Slater. I'm the founder and CEO of the Blueberry Protocol, and the one that submitted the proposal.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
Nice to meet you all.
Awesome. Yeah, very perfect. We
Oh,
get
hey.
to hear some more
Nice to
about
meet you.
this here.
Yeah, just to first of all, I think I should just provide a little bit of context on why the deal makes sense from our perspective and from your guys' perspective, which I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions about, and then I can address a lot of those questions about the code and the audits and everything like that as well. But just to start off from a high level, the reason for the proposal and why you would want to deposit into a lending market like Blueberry versus something like Sushi is that it's just a completely different type of loan. So it's a deployment specific loan rather than a custodial loan. So what that means is the loan can only be taken to deploy into yield strategies that Blueberry also offers. And I talked to Alex a bit about this already, about getting more of the Sushi LP strategies integrated as well. And then if there is a concentrated liquidity mechanism coming out as well, that's part of what Blueberry does, is people can borrow and deploy into our concentrated liquidity strategies that we offer on the protocol. So part of the deal is we craft those custom strategies for Sushi pools for your users to use for free if you make a lending deposit into the protocol. And we're also actually able to pay good interest because we have borrower demand. We have funds working with us on that side that will actually borrow these assets and pay you an interest. And the best part is they can't borrow and short them. They can only borrow them and put them into liquidity positions that support Sushi tokens liquidity as well. So I think it is pretty new and novel in that regard. Does that make sense from a high level before I address some of like the technical stuff?
Yeah, it does. And we do account for that type of offer within the new tokenomics. So like, I don't want to get down too much in the rabbit hole of all of what we've built into it. You're right in that the concentrated pool product isn't out yet, so we can't quite leverage like the V3 focus that you guys have yet. But it could be something like in Q1 of next year, we could look to like a partnership with you guys and making that available. There's just I think a level of due diligence that I would like to push out on these types of things, and if the expectation is that or if we set the expectation that you guys are all right with Q1 of next year, then I think reaching out to me directly, we can get a group DM set up together with myself and David. And we talk.
Yeah, that'd be great. So my intention that I had discussed with your business development team was to actually have you guys as one of our launch partners, which we're doing a liquidity bootstrapping event wherein the partners that do make these lending deposits for us, which are some other prominent protocols, will be receiving significant BLB emissions in the early stages. And so we wanted to kind of have that partnership with you guys for your community so they can participate in that and earn those rewards. But if it's something that you just feel is going to take a few more months of due diligence, of course, that's got to work within your guys' parameters, and happy to provide whatever details you want. But yeah, we're audited. We're working with other large protocols in the space on the same type of deal. And so, yeah, happy to provide whatever other security content you need to evaluate or whatever it is. Happy to dive deeper. Definitely want to get some one-on-one time with you guys or one-on-two time with you guys and talk through it.
Yeah, happy to have a meeting with you directly and give you guys some more clarity on the goal of the tokenomics changes. And Yeah, I mean, these types of partnerships make a lot of sense when we're operating from a place of completedness on the token model that we're going towards. Yeah, let's put something on the books in the next couple of weeks and chat about it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks for having me up.
Yeah,
Hey.
thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if Gordon Nuts has anything further to add there. I understand you're with Blueberry as well.
Yeah, for sure. I guess like just to answer like public repo thing. So right now, the building itself, but once we get back our final report, then we're going to be opening up everything. Be MIT open source, just to have other builders build on top of us. But for like these early stages right now, it's more focused on making sure that we are having good code and complete and really checked and making sure that it's safe and secure. And then once we deem it to be that level, we're opening it up to everybody. So just to highlight on that a little bit.
Got it.
Cool, man.
Cool. Wonderful. Well, thanks for coming on here. And if you guys can follow up with Jared and whoever else here in the coming days here, then maybe there's can be a little more discussion and further context and whatnot, and then we can see what comes from that.
Cool. Sounds great.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I think that's kind of like all the things that we wanted to discuss here this week. I don't know if there's anything further from anyone else. You want to either come up or in the AMA text questions, if there's anything further here or stuff to discuss.
Just to add to the tantalizing, developments over the next couple weeks, Salman put up a little tweet saying that show you's coming soon. It's getting closer.
Oh, internal beta is launching on Thursday. Exciting times.
Do we have anybody from the show you team in the chat? I know they're really busy because there's a lot of stuff going on their side. I don't see anybody.
I don't
in
think
the chat.
anybody's in here right now.
No.
Too busy, heads down.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal their thunder if someone from the team was here, but I'll go ahead and just kind of let the community know that today, today the show you team presented to the core team the show you internal beta, and it is pretty awesome. And I'm really excited to see that product come to fruition and get this out in the manner in which it'll have the most impact. There's quite a lot to unpack in what they've built within Show You and what it can offer the NFT industry. And no doubt in my mind that deployed with a strong business plan and done in the way that captures the most excitement, that it can be an absolute success. So I'm going to save kind of the rest of that for them, and maybe next week we can have Show You team come up and do whatever they want to do. I don't want to put words in their mouth or anything with what they may or may not want to release yet, but let's get them up next week and they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we'll have them on to the next forum, and we can hopefully have a lot more to unpack at that time. That'll be great. Cool. Anything further from anyone?
I did see a question in the AMA text questions channel about the Sushi perpetual / futures decks that I've hinted about in some tweets, and I know I've dropped a couple of pieces of info in the chat in the server. And yes, we are working with a team to launch a perps dex under the Sushi Studios organizational structure. And so Sushi Studios is just the rebranded Sushi Labs that I had put forth in the proposal during the head chef candidacy. I had a goal of last month releasing a revitalization plan, but it's at about 50 pages now and keeps changing because the industry changes pretty much every day, it seems. And so, yeah, it's kind of, there are parts of it that have already become stale just in the couple of months that I've been here. And so I'm using it more now as like an internal guide, like business plan. But we'll likely shave off the portion that talks about sushi studios and that structure sometime in Q1, probably like the January time, so that people can see how the business plan for sushi in 2023 and beyond, like the vision around that and how that plays in. But yeah, we have a perps dex in process. It is likely to see launch in Q1. No other information for public release at this time, but yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, stay tuned, everyone. Exciting stuff ahead. Yeah, lots of interesting innovations and developments coming along here on the sushi side. Okay. Well, we're on the hour, and I think that's a great time to wrap up. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for coming out today. And, of course, this has been recorded and will be up on YouTube shortly hereafter. Zap, if you want to take it away.
Like and subscribe. That's really
well done.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever need any help, feel free to hit the support ticket button and one of us samurai will help you out. Sushi.com/academy if you want to go ahead and peruse through the FAQ there. And yeah. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Absolutely. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming out, and we'll try and I'll try and get some POAPs out here in a second. Just gotta get Guild all dialed in here, but yeah, you can go claim it there at in the claim POAP area. There'll be a button, or else I'll drop the link, maybe both. We'll see how yeah, just sometimes Guild has been having some Discord rate limit issues, but yeah, you can be able to check that out here in yeah, in a matter of whatever, few minutes. So anyhow, thanks everyone for coming out, and you'll be able to go claim that in just a couple minutes. And check, yeah, head over to YouTube afterwards and share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. All right. Thanks everyone. Ciao.